I'm back. I am back. Hello. Yeah, we need to have a talk. It's time we have a talk because you guys are getting to be a little too much with this Kenzie stuff. Y'all are hating on me when I don't show up, and I'm worried about your guys' well-being. Um really though. Hello everyone. Welcome back. Yes. Let me see. Let me go back. Oh, there's a lot. I did see someone became a member. Thank you, Aries Dawn, for becoming a new member. I appreciate that right before the stream started. I mean, what did you guys do before Kenzie? I'm just curious because y'all are acting like what are you guys gonna do when it's over? Like, are you guys gonna be all right? Do I need to call your families and let them know to check in on you and your well-being? Because I'm a little confused. Not me being petty. Thank you, Carrie Skeen, for becoming a member. I thought you were maybe already one, maybe renewing. Um, Nonetheless, thank you for supporting the channel. I saw Summer became a member as well. Welcome all new members. I see a ton of you in here already. Echoing? Is it just echoing on my end, on your end, or my end? Because I think it's fine on my end, but you let me know. You let me know. And you guys can hear me okay and see me okay? Watch about Daniel. Yes, I have the live up about Daniel. So there's a new case, which is just like the Kenzie case. If you're not familiar with it, it's the Daniel Waterman Leah Mumby case. I did do a live on it yesterday. So she did basically the same thing Kenzie did. She murdered her boyfriend driving into a tree. So definitely go check out that that live and give it a like, please. Please. And let me see. I've been hanging in the background. Oh, thank you, Aries. Thank you for becoming a member as well. Someone said Mackenzie Shirilla is innocent. Hey, all opinions are welcome. But hello, welcome back. Thank you, all new viewers, subscribers. Hello. We are covering Mackenzie Shirilla text messages. We are on, well, we're gonna finish April, which is only like a few days, and then we're going to get into May, but I'm not gonna finish May because I'm still not feeling 100%. So I'm only gonna be live for a little bit. So we'll have to split May into 2 lives. So let me say hello, Carrie, Alsane, Cree, okay, Güero, Jonathan, all the people who became members, Abuelitas, Evies. Okay, there's a bunch of you in here. Yvonne, Miss Laugh-A-Lot, Nancy, hello. Mama Silk, First Liberties. Okay, Shanta. Hey, Queen, I love you. Love you too, Kiris. Thanks. Mary Beth, hello. I know. Yeah, if you guys don't tap the like button right now, we're going to have a problem. Yeah, I thought I was feeling better, but as the day progressed, I'm like, ooh, maybe I need to like chill out for a sec. Yeah, don't be dry and hit the freaking like button right now before we get started. Melly, we have issues. I know. Hey, Nug. Jamie says 40. Okay, number 40. Make sure you are, yes, put chats. I don't like to put the chats on the screen because when we get trolls in here, it's a problem. And I don't want people to be distracted by the trolls. I love the way you read the messages. Thank you. Do I need to time some people out already? I'm not in the mood today. I'm not having it. Like 5 of you are about to get timed out or something. Let me pull up the text messages. I know, Spicy Melly. How do you handle it? I'll behave. Yeah. I'll see. I can't ever listen to. Okay, let me see. Cree says you're in the middle of a saga. Just what I thought. All right, let me pull up the text messages. Let me get a drink of water. You hold your horses for 1 second. Okay, did you guys survive? All right, let's pull them up. Oh, this way. Yeah. Okay, so let me see. I've got my horses, said Jenny. What did we leave off on? I know, of course, they were fighting. She was saying, love how you don't care enough to fix the problem. 2 hours and you couldn't fix it. That was on the 25th. Dom says, Kenzie, you're saying I have to fix a problem when all I did was ask you to change. And I think that's where we ended because it goes into the 26th. Um, let's see. Okay, so I'm trying to think of what was going on. I don't want to go back too much. Um, okay, so they were arguing they had that really long argument. Remember when he called her narcissist? That's where we were, I think. The narcissist part. Um, yeah, narcissist. Okay, so then that 4:25 ends at 11:56 p.m. And then on the 26th at 10:23 a.m., or wait, no, 1:10 a.m., Dom says, "Why didn't you text back? Are you still up? And you can always sleep over here." He says, "I'm sorry I said that, but you do treat me like that, and I don't like it. I feel bad thinking I called you a narcissist, but that wasn't my point. It's more about how you treat me in those ways. I love you, Kenzie, and I don't want to fight. I want to be together forever." What? That's Oh my gosh. Yeah, the more I hear, the happier I am she's locked up. Okay. Wow. He really does like love her. She said, "I'm sorry, but quote unquote, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm cool. Good job chasing and answering fast, by the way," she says on the 26th at 11:15 a.m. He says, "I was getting haircut." She said, "Good job answering my questions too. I didn't ask if you were getting a haircut for real. So what's the reason you're not answering first now? Are you trying to make this worse or something?" Dom says, "I'm driving my mom's car and never drove it. My bad, not seeing the text. Just trying to focus on the road after all of these accidents." Kenzie said, "Still have not answered any of my questions or previous texts. Dude, I'm about to be done for real this time. Like, this must be a joke." Dom says, "Call me then." She says, "I'm cool. Quote unquote, you're sorry, but," she says, "Yeah, I'm very cool on that. If you want to be together forever, start acting like it." Dom says, "How am I not acting like it?" Kenzie says, "Yeah, to be honest, I'm still mad at what you said about my modeling. I don't even know if I can forgive you for that. And you couldn't even chase and fix the problem before 12 o'clock. Can someone tell her she's not a model? Like, why is she acting like this again? A very young narcissist. I wonder if her parents are scared of her. Yeah, we're scared of her. Even we are over here. Okay, so Dom says, "What was the problem to fix? I was the one who had a problem with how you treat me." Kenzie said, "Once again, good, not chasing." Dom says, "How? Why you keep trying to make this about me?" Kenzie said, "You said sorry. I'm sorry, but," Dom said, "Yeah, I was saying I'm sorry. I was calling you that, and it makes me feel bad to say that, but I do have a problem with how you treat me. Why can't I be sorry about us fighting, but still stand by what I was saying?" Kenzie says, "Saying you're sorry, then saying but makes your apology mean nothing." Dom says, "It really doesn't. You can think that." Kenzie says, "I guess I'm gonna have to just wait for you to start giving effort and trying." Dom says, "You keep making this more of a fight. We don't even have to be fighting anymore. You said you'd try, but then you keep trying to make it about me, and that's why we keep fighting." Kenzie says, "And you said you were chasing. You're clearly not doing that. And this is about you. I said I was going to be more compassionate, but you have to show change. All this conversation has been giving as you shitting on what I like. And yeah, you can see the fight is over, but I still not going to forgive you ever about what you said about my modeling." Oh, geez. He says, "That's what I'm making about. That's what I'm talking about. You've only tried to point the finger back at me when I was the one who had a problem. That was off the top of my head. And I said that wasn't even part of my argument at all. I didn't even mean that. Kenzie says, and maybe this fight would have gone differently if you just came at me without telling me I'm a narcissist. You could have just asked me to be more compassionate and not trying to diagnose me. I don't care if you didn't mean it. Clearly, it came out of your head and you were thinking it and you still said it. She needs to chill out. Hey, Joker. How about, yeah, I know. Now you raised a garbage bag. I'm dead. It bothers her so much because it's true. She couldn't model. She's short and not being mean. Her feet look really big. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. And those Crocs, remember the Crocs in the gel? Mary Beth, thank you, Mary Beth. I appreciate you. Yeah, who didn't hit the like? Abuelita's here with the chancla. She's here with the chancla. Um, she wasn't really model material. I think she thinks she was like Kendall Jenner. Dom says, well, for a sec, I really considered it by the way you treat. We have a narcissist empath relationship, said Dom. Very true. Kenzie says, no, we do not. Yes, you do. A very toxic, abusive narcissist relationship. She says, and if you feel that way, like I said before, end this relationship. And this is now the 8th or the 9th time I've told you to stop referring to me as a narcissist. You are not a doctor or a therapist. Just because you read one of your little books does not mean you know everything. Why the F would I want to be around you if this is how you are? And then there you are, admitting that what you said about my modeling is what you meant. And that is effing disgusting. This fight is never going to be over with you. And this is what exactly I mean when your apology means nothing. You're clearly not sorry. Okay. Do I have to set a 5-minute timer or something? I know you're not doing this right now. I would be answering like right about now. I would answer right now. Dom says, no, I said I really thought about you being a narcissist for a sec by the way you treat me. Nothing to do with how you model. Kenzie says, no, you said I want to be a model because I need the attention and I will never forget that. Dom says, disregard the modeling part. That was off the top of my head. Kenzie says, that is effing repulsive. And that's why you earned your way to never coming to any of my photo shoots ever again. Oh, is that what I'm supposed to do? Just forget about it? Dom says, Kenzie, whatever Kenzie in our relationship, you're the narcissist and I'm the empath, and it's not right. I'm not dealing with it anymore. Kenzie said, then break up with me. Dom says, I don't hold shit over your head when you're saying gross shit to me. Kenzie says, because you're definitely not an empath. I don't know where you're getting that from. And there you are, calling me a narcissist again. Clearly, you have some underlying issues going on. No, Kenzie, you have the underlying issues going on. We already know what Dom's issues are. He's fine with it and has come to terms with it. We've heard it all year long about his trauma. You got underlying issues and your parents have issues, Kenzie. Yeah, Steve and Natalie Shirilla for raising you the way you grew to be. I know they don't have 100% control, but still, they played a factor into how you turned out to be. Melly's, but you am I doing that? Oh, I didn't even realize it. Well, Dom says, whatever, Kenzie. When you want to be chill, you can talk to me. I didn't even say we had to break up. Now I just told you to change the way how you treat me, or we'll eventually have to break up. I asked if you ever thought about it and you just got mad and started calling me bipolar and saying I'm having a tantrum. I didn't just say you're a narcissist. I said, you ever thought about? Kenzie says, well, it kind of was a tantrum because this all started because you hit your head on my car and I didn't care. Have you ever thought about going to school to be a doctor since you think you're so good at diagnosing people? Oof, I might have to take that line from Kenzie. I might actually have to do it. Yeah, for all the haters in the comments, I'm gonna be like, are you a doctor? Are you diagnosing me with being a flake? She's plain baby, I know. I'm chill AF. I would be answering fast right now. Clearly, you don't give a single F about this relationship because if you did, you would have fixed it before 12 o'clock last night, and clearly you couldn't do that. Dom says, see, there you go again. You feel the need to throw shade every sentence. Even when you said you'd work on your compassion, you were throwing shade and all the messages with it. Kenzie says, no, I'm not throwing shade. I asked you a question since you think you can diagnose people. Clearly, you don't give a single F about this relationship because if you did, you would have fixed it before 12 o'clock last night. And clearly, you couldn't do that. Dom says, Kenzie, I'm not diagnosing anyone. I was telling you facts about narcissism and narcissist relationships. Kenzie said, no, that's you trying to diagnose me right there. Do you see how easy it is to answer fast and chase too? I can't with the chasing. Like, that's not cute. I used to think like, oh, if you're flirting and chasing each other for a little bit, okay. But now the Kenzie thing, the text messages have made me grossed out. Dom says, if I didn't give a single F when you say nasty shit to me, I would just break up with you. Kenzie said, no, this is not how you talk to somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with, apparently. Dom says, you talk terrible to me every day. Kenzie said, if you want to be with me forever, then prove it and show me that you want to, because right now, I don't believe a single word coming out of your mouth. Then give me some examples, she says, because that's something you couldn't do last night either. Because I know I don't treat you terrible every single day. And that is effing disgusting that you say that. What is her problem? Like, she really is mentally unwell. What is that called? Like, we're going to try to self-diagnose Kenzie right now. What is that called when you like you lie to yourself and you believe it? Like, she really actually thinks she's a nice person and she's like convinced herself that how she treats Dom is like nice. Cause that is crazy. I don't treat you terrible every day. For the last 30,000 pages of text messages, I think that's all we've seen. So I'm really confused. Do I have head issues or is there something wrong here with Kenzie? Because a pathological liar, narcissist. It's called effing nuts. Can't believe this went on for years. So delusional. I mean, I don't even think I think she invented a new diagnosis. Like, I think they need to put that in the ICD-10 book, and like it's gonna call like the Kenzie disease or something. You know what I mean? Because this is crazy. Um, she says, and it's effing disgusting that you say that. Dom says, shit, I blow it off half the time because I don't want to remember and be mad about it. Kenzie says, I unpacked all your groceries from Florida. I always do your dishes and I always clean your house. Like, what the F is wrong with you? Is it because we don't have sex or something? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Dom says, yeah, I appreciate you hella. I don't know about you guys, but I think I would rather have respect over someone cleaning my damn house because I can clean it for myself. Thank you very much. La Pedora! I finally caught one of your lives. Yay! I'm glad you're here. You got the Kenzies, the Shirilla syndrome. Oh my God, I love this. She meets more than one profile or cluster category. Meliverse has diagnosed Mackenzie Shirilla, the Shirilla syndrome. Covert narcissist, look them up so you can see them coming. Oh, it's borderline personality disorder, one or more narcissist personality disorder, and there's no medication for it. Yeah, I know. Makilla. I'm going to diagnose Kenzie. I think she did love Dom and then she hated him just as much, but wouldn't let him go because he'd be happy without her. True, but I think there's a lot more to that too. She says, is it because we didn't have sex or something? Question mark, question mark. He said, yeah, I appreciate you hella, but you're mean to me about a lot of things. Kenzie said, like what? Why can you not give examples? 20 question marks. Clearly, it's not that important if you can't effing remember a single thing. Dom says, like, okay, if I don't do something exactly how you want it, instead of being like this, can you do this or have patience? You're mean. And you say I'm terrible at it or some shit. Kenzie says, I haven't done that in a long ass time, a long effing time. So what? That can't be the only thing that makes you think I'm a narcissist. I am I am getting effing set up in this relationship, Will. Wait, what? I am getting effing set up in this relationship, Will. And if this isn't resolved by the end of today, oh, fed up. I'm getting effing fed up, she meant. Typo on her part. Dom says, what has to be resolved? I said I didn't mean a lot of it. And I said how you treat me is like that. Like, you don't need examples. Just wait and see. And when you do it, you'll know. No, no, Dom. She doesn't know. Kenzie says, you're the only one who has been trying to hurt me the last 2 days. Dom says, and if you don't, then you don't. Problem solved. Kenzie said, shit on my modeling and trying to say I'm not a good person. Like, literally, no, you clearly do not know me at all. Can you fake apologize and then just be mean again? Yeah, right. Okay, hold on. I have to take a drink of water. Okay, my bad. Grossest model ever. Can you fake apologize and then just be mean again? Yeah, right. Dom says, no, wasn't trying to do that at all. Kenzie says, I don't care what you were trying to do. You could have just told me to be more compassionate and the conversation would have been over. Dom says, I was just saying how you treat me. That was one text message out of 1,000. So thanks for listening good. Kenzie says, you chose to shit on me and try to diagnose me instead of just saying that. Dom says, yeah. And I said I was sorry for using that word. Kenzie says, you did not. And you're still saying it. So does that apology mean nothing like your other ones? Dom says, yes, I did. That was a message this morning. I said, I feel bad calling you a narcissist. I wasn't trying to get that across. I was trying to get across the point of you treating me like a narcissist. Poor Dom. Like, she's a narcissist. It's fine. Kenzie says, well, then why did you say sorry? Then proceed to call your sister again after you apologized and you said, I'm sorry, but that's not an apology. Call his sister again after you apologized and you said, I'm sorry, but that's not an apology. She says, honestly, if this isn't fixed in 30 minutes, I'm done. I would be replying fast. Dom says, I didn't call you that. I was saying I still stand by a lot of what I say. I was saying the way you treat me. Kenzie says, do you think you treat me good? Because we can play that game. We can play that game too. When's the last time you effing got me flowers? Oh, geez. First the purses, now the flowers. She's a narcissist. I know. I missed something in the chat. Oh, Mackenzie is the worst. Actually drives me mad. I know, Mal. I know. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. I appreciate you and KMB also as well. Member for 1 month. Yay! Thank you for supporting the channel. She is mentally exhausting. Yes, she is. She says, where's the flowers? When's the last time you just did something nice for me? What? I'm screaming my head off. Does something nice for her? Who buys her $300 shoes? Who gives her all the weed in the world? Who buys her food from Lucas every day? Who gets her hot chocolate? Who gets her Starbucks? Who gives weed to her friends? Bro, I can't. I know. Oh my gosh. She says, when's the last time you cared about me being sick? Oh, that's right. You probably can't think of anything. Dom says, when we were on the way there, I drove way extra when I was in pain. Kenzie said, you really make me regret doing anything nice for you. Dom says, and didn't even tell you I was in pain. Kenzie says, you act like you don't know me at all. Dom says, I mean, I took you to Florida. So there is me caring about you, being sick and doing something nice for you. Kenzie said, no, that's not how it works. Dom says, how? Kenzie says, and you still didn't answer about the flowers. And I wasn't talking about Florida. I'm talking about before Florida. It's weird how you can only say things from Florida too, because you're acting like you had a choice. Dom says, so you don't realize anything I do? You just want flowers? Kenzie says, you don't do anything is what I'm saying. You're kind of just there. You act like money is everything. The little things mean more than big things. You don't do anything special for me. Oh my. Dom says, well, almost everything you ask from me is about money, if I'm completely honest. Ooh, I think this is around the time. I think this last few months, Dom realized, like, okay, she's totally using me for money. Like, I think he actually obviously didn't want to be with her anymore. Oh, thank you, Beautifully Broken, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. I appreciate you. And Mary Beth, you as well, for gifting 1 member for 3 months. Nice. Thank you. It is greatly appreciated and really helps the channel. Mary Beth gifted 1 as well. Let me see. StreamYard doesn't show me who won them until like after I go back and review. But I want to know who won them. Why doesn't it show? Ugh. We're going to have a problem, YouTube. We're going to have a problem. Oh, the chat's delayed. That's why. Okay, there we go. YouTube, I'm going to block you. Just kidding. Not YouTube going to write me today and be like, okay. Nemo Sign, Tiffany, Wendy, C. Taylor, T. Driver, welcome, and continuously evolving. Great. Thank you for the memberships. So appreciative. And hey, Jules. Okay, let's continue. He says, well, everything you ask from me is about money, if I'm being honest. Kenzie said, it was my idea to go to Florida. And obviously you agreed, because who doesn't want to go to Florida? Dom says, besides flowers, I mean, those still cost money, but they're cheaper, I guess. Kenzie says, I don't care. Dom says, but like what? I get you flowers and then what you're going to say, oh, you just bought them, so it's not special. Like, no, it's the thought that counts. Taking you to Florida, taking you to dinner, all that shit makes you happy. And it's a lot of money. Do I care or complain? No, not at all. Kenzie said, then don't do it. Oh my God. And then he stops doing it. And then she's going to be like, nah, you don't do anything for me. You just buy me stupid flowers that die in a week. I mean, right? Jennifer says, I have both of my phones listening to you. Yeah, Kenzie, shut up. You're really pissing me off today. Okay, that's what I said, not Dom. She says, then don't do it. If you have such a problem with this relationship, once again, then break up with me. Dom says, I'm not saying I don't want to do it. I'm saying those are the little things right there. And I cook for you all the time. Like you're saying, you don't realize you put shit away for me and clean. Well, I cook for you every day, take you out to dinner, put a roof over our head, take us on vacations. You get whatever you want. What do I ask from you? Clean a little and don't treat me like shit. I have no problem with anything but the way you treat me. Wow. I'm so upset. Sometimes I could cry. Oh no, are we going to have a crying session? Sometimes I can cry because I feel like some of us have wanted our boyfriends to do what Dom does. Am I being dramatic? All right, I'm getting in my feelings. Maybe it's the medication, probably. All that NyQuil, probably, doesn't do me well. No, but really, on all seriousness, like, he is so good to her. Like, most dudes would be like, "B, pay for your own Starbucks." You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Aries Dawn, gifting 10 memberships. Wow, we have a total of, like, huh, can I do math? No, not today. Like, I think 15 new members? Oh, I love you guys so much. Melly be sipping. Sipping the NyQuil. Oh, yeah, it's gonna get crazy up in this live. I'm gonna be falling asleep in a second. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. And I took the Dayquil, guys. Don't worry, I won't be falling asleep. It was Dayquil, not NyQuil. And thank you, Aries Dawn. All of you are amazing for gifting. Mary Beth and Beautifully Broken. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of new members. Melly. I know. Okay, let's continue. She says, welcome new members, by the way. He says, I have no problem with anything but the way you treat me. She says, I don't treat you like shit. That is the thing. But if you see it that way, then break up with me because I'm not going to give effort for someone who doesn't realize. Dom says, all I'm asking is you to realize how you're treating me and consider it. That's all I'm asking. You're asking me to bring you flowers and stuff. Well, all I'm asking is for you to treat me good and this not be a push and pull relationship. I love Dom. Kenzie said, and now for the 9th or 10th time, I said I will be more compassionate. So I don't know what the F you're not getting. I'm not going to try if you can't make me feel loved. Dom says, no, I know I said we don't have to fight anymore. I haven't even been trying to get at anything. You keep bringing things up. I tried to end it this morning. I said I was sorry for saying that, but you still want to treat me differently. Kenzie said, you said you're sorry, but that's not an apology. Wait, you said you're sorry, but that's not an apology. Kenzie, you're dumb. Melly hitting the lean like Natalie Shirilla. Oh my gosh, I'm just kidding. You stop. We've heard Dom go through the years and she became more dark. This is definitely true. We heard Dom grow through the years and she became more dark. Isn't that crazy? No matter what she does, she will always find something wrong. I know. I'm sorry is not an apology. Kenzie, are you slow? I know. That's what I was trying to say. A Prada bag is an apology. I'm so sad. That's why she killed him. She couldn't take it. Her narcissist personality couldn't take it that he was realizing who she really was and that he didn't want to be with her anymore and that he was going to be doing all of those things with another female, and her jealousy just couldn't take it. And she killed him. Doesn't that scare you when you think about like the people you date? I was going to try to find this quote that I saw that made me think of Kenzie. How did her parents not stop this behavior before it progressed? Dude, I don't know. I questioned myself on that many times. She said, you're said sorry, but that's not an apology. Then you proceed to call me a narcissist again. So yeah, your apologies mean effing nothing. Dom says, you're twisting my words. And yes, I can say I'm sorry about something and also still have a problem with something else. Why can't you get that? Kenzie said, no, that's not how it works for either. So you're sorry or you're not sorry. And clearly you are not sorry because you're still going. That's what I thought. You can't even chase and reply fast. So why am I going to change for you? Dom says, no, Kenzie, those are two different things. I can be sorry about one of them. And you're not trying at all either because you keep picking a fight and trying to make it about me. Kenzie says, because right now it is about you. I said many times that I will work on my compassion, but you're still not understanding that for some reason. Honestly, if this isn't resolved by 3:00, then I'm done and I'm blocking you. Dom says, I did understand, but every time you said that, you said something smart with it. And that's why we keep fighting. Kenzie says, no, I keep saying, I don't know why you're not effing understanding because I repeated myself maybe 11 or 12 times now. honestly, this is never going to end. I might just have to block you. You clearly do not care about this relationship or my feelings, and you're acting like you don't know me at all. Dom says, yeah, because you keep going. I know you pretty good and I do care about you, but I can't deal with how you treat me sometimes. It's not right. Like you just keep bringing up something else or making it more of a fight. Kenzie says, I'm done for real. You're going to have to prove you actually want to be in a relationship if you want me to forgive you, because we're not going to be cool after what you said to me. I'm done. Clearly, you don't care. You're not chasing or trying to fix this. Dom says, you're not trying either. You're making it more of a fight. The only thing I've said to you really is the way you treat me is narcissistic. Like, what the actual F? Why you keep trying to fight or say I have to do something? That's another narcissistic situation. Don't say I'm calling you a narcissist. I'm saying the situation. When a fight occurs, the narcissist will never say sorry or end the fight. The other person has to fix it every time. Kenzie said, I'm not effing apologizing for shit. You shit on my modeling career, my personality. You're not getting anything from me. Might as well just break up at this point cuz I'm done with your shit. You wasted 2 whole days of my life just being a complete DICK for no reason, trying to diagnose me. When you want this relationship to work, you can fix it because I told you, I will give you more compassion. You're the only one being a piece of shit right now. Dom says, I wasn't trying to diagnose or anything. This is how you keep making it a fight. You keep repeating things, and I keep saying no. I wasn't saying that. I meant this. Like, if you can't understand that, I just want you to realize when you're treating me like shit and it, it, change it, then just break up with me, I guess, because that's all I'm asking. And if you can't understand that, we can't be together because I can't be with someone who treats me like shit. Kenzie says, we might have to end this. I wish they would have broke up right there. Reply fast. I know. The Shirillas must all be the same. She was losing control over him. The names she calls him are repulsive. I know. She has a personality. No. I mean, honestly, like her parents probably like couldn't handle her clearly. That's why that they were allowing her to like move over with Dom, like live with Dom and stuff. They didn't want any response. I don't think they wanted any responsibility of her, to be honest. She says, we might have to end this. Okay, sorry. I just got a text message. She said, we might have to end this. I'm so done with your effing bullshit. You act like I'm such a terrible person. Like I'm not any of your family. You can either get it through your head that I'm going to work on it or you can break up with me. I'm done with your effing weird ass tactics and it's not going to work on me. I'm not going to be with someone who thinks they know everything because they write a GD book. It's honestly embarrassing. By GD, I'm going to say gosh damn because I don't want to be disrespectful. Someone was like, Melanie, can you stop saying the GOD word? And I guess I want to be respectful. It's honestly embarrassing. If this fight is not over by 3:00, we are effing over. Dom says, I am getting it through. Aren't you getting it? She says, I don't give an F anymore. You just waste my time. Dom says, why aren't you getting it? I've been got it through my head. I said I did so many times. She says, no, clearly you don't have it through your head. No, stop texting me. You're literally suck and you're a terrible person and you stop trying to diagnose people who have been there for you your whole life. Dude, Kenzie, chill out. You guys have only been dating for 3 years, not his whole life. She says, honestly, we might have to break up. Like, I'm so fed up with your shit. Dom says, you don't give an F. You can't, or Kenzie says, you don't give an F. You can't chase and you just expect me to be more compassionate after I already said I would 1,000,000 times, but you can't even chase. I am so effing glad we do not have sex. My effing body is a gosh damn temple and you don't deserve any of it. with the way you talk to me. Her body is a temple. Oh, her body is a temple. Wasn't something coming up about the gal? Yeah. The way Kenzie and her mom mock the victims and their family on the phone calls is nasty. I know. Her body is a chopstick. Oh my gosh. Who said that? I can't even breathe. You're gonna give me like a coughing attack here. Her feet sure aren't a temple. An 87-pound temple. You guys are hella funny. An angry temple. Jeez. Goddess Joker's like, no, no. That's hilarious. A burned down temple. She says, honestly, I'm done. You probably won't even be able to end this argument by 3 o'clock either. You're too childish. Dom says, I can't end it because you keep making it more of an argument. I'm about to be done. I asked for a change and you've only fought with me for days. Like I just said I did that. You making it a fight again. This is you being mean and also saying something that I said I wasn't doing multiple times. You just brought up something that I told you I was trying to do already multiple times. She says 3 minutes. Oh, because it's already 3. It's going to be 3 o'clock. It's 2:57. He says, 1, how am I not chasing you? I'm devoting all my time to texting you. 2, you said you can't show me change immediately. What am I supposed to do? This is Dom, by the way. 3, I said I'm not chasing if you're pushing. You have been saying break up and causing problems this whole time. This is you trying to make me feel like I'm the problem and make me feel gross, being mean and causing more of a fight. Kenzie said 1 minute. I'm for real blocking you at 3. He says, Kenzie, you're making this more of a fight. I already said I would chase you if you don't push or run. I said, I understand that you're going to try. She said, okay, I'm done at 3 o'clock. He says, and you keep making it more of a fight. She says, you're getting blocked are my last words. Okay, so her last words at 3 o'clock. He says, so block me, I guess. That's probably what you want. Oh, I thought she blocked him. She says, no, I want you to be a good boyfriend, but clearly you don't care about all that. All you care about is calling me a narcissist. Any last words? See, you're probably too thick-headed to realize I'm giving you one last chance to fix this before I block you. Dude, she keeps moving the goalpost. Yeah, cuff you. Not impressed at all. She keeps repeating herself. Why doesn't she break up with? I know. We're all laughing. We're like, eye rolling is cardio? Yeah. My eyes get a lot of cardio. Her head would weigh more than her body. Oh my gosh. She just loves to threaten. I can't stand that. I can't stand people like this. Ugh, this is probably why. Yeah, anyways. You're probably too thick-headed to realize I'm giving you one last chance. Okay, here she goes. 5, 4, 3. I can't with the counting down. He says, Kenzie, you're making it more of a problem. 2, you're doing it again, making it a fight. You are the problem, she says. Dom says, making me explain all over again. She says, blocked. I love how she like has to say blocked. She doesn't just do it because if she blocked him, he would just see that, right? The message would say like undelivered or it would go green or something. She says, oh, and by the way, if you wanted to chase, you would be texting me on Snap and other things to fix this, but you're clearly not capable of doing that. She says, you really make me regret this whole relationship, by the way. And what's the point of you even trying now? Because I just told you what you can do, and you're literally a effing piece of shit. You're worried about me showing compassion. I can do that in a gosh damn second. Dom says, I'm not talking to you. I'm only nice, and you call me names. She says, okay, then we're breaking up. Dom said, okay, Kenzie, if you don't want to break up, I guess talk to me respectfully, and I'll talk back. But if you can't, then I won't talk. She says, if you're not going to try, then we're done. Like, I don't care anymore. You're such a drainer and a effing evil lie. Oh, evil eye. She's literally insane. I wonder why her parents didn't get her, like, mental help when she was a child. Because I feel like these tendencies came out a lot sooner than now. I think she had a troubled childhood if this is from childhood. Something stems in her, deeply rooted, that caused her to be evil and disgusting and so trashy. She says, no, I think she's no, but in all seriousness, I think she has something going on mentally. Like, I don't know, she was abused. I don't know if something like she knew that if he left, she would have been totally alone, no friends. Yeah, I know. Ellie, can you say gosh darn? You guys, I'm trying. She was born with mental disorders and not given proper care. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or something happened in her life that effed her up. She's used to getting her way because of her parents. She probably doesn't see that's wrong. Temple LMAO, says Vicky. Because her parents are effed up too. That's what Vanjie said. No gosh darn. Okay, he says, you're not trying either. You're asking me to chase, but being mean AF about it. When all I'm asking, oh, let me get my footstool. When all I'm asking is not to be mean AF. She says, you're mentally draining and you're mean and you're disrespectful and you give no F's about how I feel. Dom says, like, how does that make sense? Kenzie says, I'm probably being mean AF about it because you're not doing it. She says, last chance. He said, no, Kenzie, that's you. Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Could you guys imagine if it would have just ended right here? Goodbye. It's done. Dom never got murdered. It was all a figment of our imagination. How nice would that have been? My heart breaks for the Russo family, really, truly. She says, or are we done? He just said goodbye. He said, I'm not talking to you. That's mean AF. She said, last chance, or we are over. If you care about this relationship, you will fix this. He said, nope, Kenzie, you're mean AF. If you care, you can go 20 minutes without being mean, but you can't. It's insane. Yes, Dom. It's insane. You've been dealing with it for 3 years. Could maybe Dom be so accepting of this behavior because he saw it so much with his mom and his biological dad, remember? And his stepdad. Remember, both of them were being like abusive towards his mom and stuff. So that could also psychologically be why he allows this treatment. He doesn't think of his self-worth. You know what I mean? He said it's insane. She says you can't go 20 minutes trying you're carrying without trying to diagnose me. But don't worry, I can just become your worst enemy. Right there. I can become your worst enemy. That's a threat. No wonder these are in the evidence package. These are all just threats. They're threats before murdering him. This is just wild. I feel like for those of us who have read through all of these, we're like, we saw this coming at this point, right? Like we saw how it got to this point. I can proudly say those of us who have read these text messages. Because people who just go on thinking about the case, like the calls and stuff, like the calls are really helpful and we're going to cover them. We're going to do like a call marathon. But I feel like they don't see this other part, like through the text messages, if you haven't listened to them or read through them. I think these are critical. Okay, let me get okay. She said, don't worry, I can just become your worst enemy. She said, I guess this relationship is over. You wonder why I hate men. This right here, Kenzie, this is not why you hate men. I don't know if it's your dad. I don't know what it is. This is not why you hate men. I don't even think you hate men. Really. I think you hate yourself. I think she hates herself. It's sad because we all know the ending. Yeah, I know. She says, this is why. This is why I hate men. Dom says, and there you go, by twisting my words, threatening me. You did this. Just remember, all I asked was to be treated nicely. She said, no, you actually tried to diagnose me with narcissism. This all started because you hit your head on my car door and expected to be cradled like an effing child. He says, goodbye, Kenzie. I love you. Hope everything works out for you. She says, and I said I would treat you nicely, and then you started being mean. He said, no, I wasn't. She says, I'm going to give you one last chance to fix this. He says, I hit my head, and you said, better be getting a towel. Kenzie said, if you do not start chasing and trying to fix this, we are done for good. 5. She says, I know you didn't just block me. He said, that was mean. Even if I didn't hit my head, you could have just said, grab a towel. Kenzie says, if you do not start chasing and trying to fix this, we are done for good. If you do not start chasing and trying to fix this, we are done for good. She says that 2 times. Oh, again and again. She's repeating it. She repeats it again. She says, right now you're proving you do not give a single F about me. Dom says, I'm fed up at this point. You can't stop saying mean things. He says, Kenzie says, right now you're proving you do not give a single F about me or you don't love me. Somebody who loves me does not talk to somebody like this. I've wasted 2 whole days trying to fix this, and all you can do is diagnose me. I'm so sorry. Getting flowers and chasing is so hard for you. Dom says, I'm not doing this. If I didn't love you, I would have just broke up with you. You're proving to me that you don't love me because you're trying to break up with me. I know I want you, just asking for change, and you keep twisting my words and saying something that I didn't say, or saying I am trying to diagnose you when I was saying is you treat me like a narcissist and we have a push and pull relationship. Kenzie says, I effing said I will show compassion. Why the F are you not getting that? She says that 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 question marks. Literally, why? 5. He says, yeah. And I said, I'll chase. But then as soon as you say you show compassion, you keep on saying something mean right after it, saying I'm disgusting or something, or saying some bullshit. And then you keep making it more of an argument when I just already said that I understand that you're going to show compassion. And I said that I'm going to chase you. But then you said you can't be mean with that. You just can't not have something smart to say or something mean to come out of your mouth. She says 4, 3, 2, you can start chasing right now. There has to be a situation where I need to show compassion to show compassion. Dude, I'm so done. This is your last effing chance, Dom. He says compassion is one part of it. She says, last chance. Last chance. He said, no, this is your last chance. You can stop texting me 30 times the same thing and texting all in caps. You can start texting me normal and you can start being nice, because how am I going to chase if you say some nasty, disgusting thing back to me? Just say something mean like every single time. Like, what do you want me to do? Yeah, the chasing part bugs me. Chase, you guys like live together. What do you mean chase? You basically moved yourself into his house. He says every single time, like, what do you want me to do? She says, I have not said anything nasty. I want you to chase and try. He says, wow. He says, wow, 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 what the F? She says, why are you not effing getting this? He said, bruh, are you serious? You haven't said anything mean? Question mark? Really? Like what? Please go rethink that. Kenzie said, last mean thing I said. I haven't said anything mean to you since that text message. If you want this relationship to work, I would start chasing right now, because I'm literally going to be over this relationship. This is on you now. I told you, I can show compassion, and so far you have done nothing. Dom says, I told you I can chase, and so far you've just been mean to me and not showing compassion at all. You only care about getting your way. Like, I'm getting oh wait, I'm sorry. Like, I'm getting fed up at this point. Like, I can't just tell you have a problem with something without it being a 3-day argument. And I'm never even trying to argue. You text me all caps and repeat yourself over and over again when I can read it. Kenzie says, you didn't tell me there was a problem. You just try to tell me I'm a narcissist. You could have just asked to show more compassion and I would have said, okay. I would answer right now. Dom says, yeah, I know. I felt really bad. I called you a narcissist. I feel super bad about it. But I went about the problem not exactly how I should have. Said it a little differently because because the way you treat me a lot of times is narcissist. Like, I read it in a book and literally we have a black and white push and pull relationship. But that's what my apology this morning was about. I don't mean to totally call you a narcissist or say that at all. I'm just saying the way you treat me sometimes, it's like that. And it makes me feel bad. Like, I just want change in our relationship. I already said I was sorry about that, but I wasn't trying to say that at first either. I was saying, would you ever consider yourself or have ever thought about it? She says, what are you not getting? That saying that is effing rude. I don't just say, would you ever consider yourself to be bipolar and abusive? I don't say that shit to you. Like I said before, just because you read a book, it does not make you an expert. Well, Kenzie, if you ask hidden true crime, reading a book does make you an expert. Oh, I need that drum roll. You know what I mean? Like that drum roll noise. No, not that one. The wrong drum roll. I need a clap. How many times more will Kinsey take us around the chase me tree? She's a liar. She says that so compassionately. Hey, DC. Good to see you. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Oh, thank you, Mary Beth. Appreciate you. She's not denying being an arc either. He's just stoking the fire. I know. He said, this is mean. She said, no, it's not. Dude, I'm done. I am not allowed to say you're not an expert because you read a book. Wait, what? She says, it is straight fact that you're not an expert on narcissism because you read an effing book. It is not mean. I'm just telling you the truth. It makes me feel bad that you don't give me flowers, that you don't chase, you don't do anything romantic. He says, okay, and I'm telling you the truth that I read some of this shit out of a book and it's straight out of the book, and whoever wrote it is an expert on it. Kenzie says, and I'm telling you, that does not make you an expert. You have to go to school and take multiple years of learning about it. You don't care. You literally do not care about this relationship at all. Why are you trying to argue with me about an effing book? See, you just apologized, and now your apology means nothing. Dom says, you have no idea how frustrated I am right now. If I didn't care, I would have blocked you. Not going to lie. Like, I can't get anything done. My eyes hurt, and you keep being mean to me. Like, why would I take this if I didn't? She says, and I'm not being mean to you. Oh my effing gosh. Dom says, care when all that has to happen is, okay, I'll do this. Then we both just do our own thing. Kenzie says, I already told you that I will be more compassionate. OMG. Why do I keep having to repeat myself? He says, you don't. I literally said I understood that so many times and you keep arguing with me. Kenzie says, I'm not arguing with you. I'm trying to get you to fix the situation. Dom says, why do I have to fix it and you don't? We both have to text and it's both of us. Kenzie says, I did my part and now you just have to do yours. Dom said, there's not one side fixes the situation. Kenzie says, read. He says, I did my part. I said I will chase you and you keep being mean. She says, I'm not being mean. Like, why? I would answer now. He says, I have nothing to say to you today. Oh, to that. She says, why do you keep saying I'm being mean when I'm not being mean? Like, you just keep making up reasons to fight. Dom says, last couple text messages, you're not necessarily mean, but we're doing me before, and he kept texting me all caps aggressively, and I'm not trying to fight. The reason I was going to say anything back is because I don't want to bring something up because more of an argument. So that's happening right now. She says, "Can we just go to Whole Foods or something?" Um, Wait, you're threatening him and doing all this stuff, and then you wanna go to Whole Foods? How could anyone deal with this emotional roller coaster? Yeah, I know. Well, whiplash. Yeah, whiplash. Can we just go to Whole Foods or something after fighting for 3 days? Okay, is that a no? He says, "I don't wanna end up fighting again, but we can go." She says, "Okay, come get me." Question mark, question mark, question mark. He says, "I'm showering and I don't have my phone." "Oh, I don't have my car." She says, "How long are you gonna be showering?" Question mark, question mark. "We can do a movie night or something and cook dinner. Just let me know how long you're going to be." He says, "Almost done. My phone is not letting me text all wet." She says, "Let me know." He says, "You can come." She says, "Bring the vitamin E oil when you come outside." He says, "Okay, brushing my teeth real quick." She says, "I'm here." And then she says, "Can we drop off money to Tyler for doing my work?" And then she sends pictures of bananas at Whole Foods. He says, "Cool, if Blair come and smoke." She says, "I don't care." Wow. And then she sends bracelets, a Macy's bracelet, and then Instagram links, and then it jumps to the next day. Oh, the Instagram link was on the 27th, and then it jumps to the 28th at 5:21 p.m. She says, "Where are you?" He says, "Next door." She says, "Why? Come over here. Want to make broccoli asparagus?" He says, "Okay, one sec." Yeah. She says, "Why didn't you say you were going?" "Babe, I need money for food." "Why don't you go ask your mom, Natalie, for food?" "Go ask your dad, Steve-O. Steve-O Shirilla. Ask him for money for food." Gosh, I can't stand her. Yeah, I know. Chasing equals buy me stuff. Yeah. She says, "I need money for food." He says, "Stop by." She says, "I will. Imma come back and hang till I leave." 6:14 PM. He says, "When?" He says, "I gotta go grab my bread and link with my dude." She said, "When?" "I'm leaving by 6:30." He said, "In a sec, just making coffee." She said, "I'm about to come, I think." "I'm coming." She says, "I'm coming." "You just effed up." "I'm so serious when I say I'm not coming over tonight until you apologize or fix this because this is on you this time." He said, "What? Nah. You were getting mad because I didn't think you needed over $20." She said, "You just effed up is what I'm saying, and yes, you did." He says, $25. Like, what is the problem with that? She says, "Then you had to throw in that you're putting away $500 a week." He says, "I put in $500 to the side to spend for the week. I have $100 left. I did that Monday." She said, "Then stop buying stuff for me if you have such a problem with spending money. Like I said before, we have an effing problem and stop texting me until you want to apologize. Actually, never mind. Don't even text me since I have to tell you to apologize." He says, "What do you mean? Stop spending money on you. You're the one who just got mad over $5." Like, she says, "You have such a problem with spending money, then stop spending money on me." He said, "You're the only one causing a problem." She said, "Yeah, because you're effing disrespectful as F." He said, "No, you were first." She said, "Like I said for the third time, now stop texting me until you want to fix this." He said, "I'm not doing this. You're not going to demand money from me, then get mad." Like, what the F? You should apologize. Kenzie says, "I asked you if you could pay for my town hall. I didn't demand money." He said, "Done." She said, "If you're that worried about your pocket, then you shouldn't have gave me money. I can just start asking my mom for money, I guess. Like, what the F is wrong with you?" Yeah, ask your mom for money because my boyfriend doesn't give me money. Like, what? And if he does, well, I don't have a boyfriend, but still, she's infuriating, dude. Yeah, go ask Natalie Shirilla for money. Doesn't she sell herself? Where's her money? I don't know. She is insane. Hey, Southern girl. Good to see you, love. I don't have hate in my heart, but Kenzie could change that. True, Nancy. His poor life. I know. She's making me feel crazy with her mood changes. I know. No, Mackenzie, you're full of shite. She says, I can just start asking my mom for money. I guess, like, what the F is wrong with you? Yeah, do it, because you're not even married, Kenzie. Like, you rely on him like you're married and have children and don't have a life. Wait, you don't have a life. You make fighting with Dom your life. You can't keep a job because you smoke and fight all the time. You have to leave. He says, yeah, I gave you 25, then you got mad and wanted more. Like, what the F? She says, yes, you're right, because I told you I was getting it. What I was getting cost more than $25. He says, like, I gave you money and you got mad. I've never heard of that ever. Kenzie says, I don't know what's up with you lately, but you were honestly digging yourself in a hole. He says, no, you are. She says, what are you not getting about I don't give an F? He says, don't give an F about what? She said, the situation until you want to fix it. He says, okay, peace. She says, okay, blocked. I'm going to Barley. He says, we're broken up then. She says, I don't care. You can't even tell me I look good when I dress up. So why would I give an F? Maybe because you didn't look good, Kenzie, and he didn't realize. Oh my gosh. Hey, Valerie. She says, you're honestly a pig. You act like you're such a good boyfriend, but you can't even give me compliments when I dress up. Is she all right in the head? Like, what the frick? Now she's mad. Like, she finds things to fight all the time. First the flowers. Now you can't even tell her she looks good. Good job keeping up with your part of the deal and chasing. Dom says, like, you kept your end of it, the deal. You were mean AF about $5. She says, do you wonder why I don't have friends? Because you're acting effing weird for no reason when I hang out with them. Of course, your delusional ass only picks up on that part. If I was a bad boyfriend, I would probably ignore the part about me being a bad boyfriend too. What? That doesn't make sense. There's nothing to give compassion about here. You're literally a terrible boyfriend, and I will see it until I'm treated with respect and love. He says, I give you way more compliments than you ever give me. She says, no, you actually don't. I can't actually remember the last time you gave me a compliment. And she spelled it wrong. She spelled it with an E. Isn't it with an I? Oh my God, I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm pretty sure. You guys are like, yes, Melly, chill out. Yes, it is with an I. Thank you, baby Jesus. I was going to be embarrassed. Thank you, Cat Rondell. You look good. Thank you, my love. Yum, yum. That prom dress was ugly. So ugly. You are correct. I love you guys. You guys are like, yes, you're correct. Anyways, she says, the last time you gave me a compliment, I complimented your haircut and you're just cooking. Wait, what? She says, I complimented your haircut and you're just cooking just today. I think that was a typo. He says, believe what you want. You're just mad about $5 and trying to find reasons to turn it on me. She says, I'm not turning shit on you. You're the one who broke up with me. So honestly, I don't even care right now. So stop texting me. He said I will. We'll see, I guess. She says, no, the real decider is you, buddy. I'm going to do whatever the F I want. I'm not even going to be with somebody who doesn't give me compliments and acts like I'm sort of, I don't even know what the F to call it. Stop acting like you're rich if you're worried about your pocket. Dom says, you act like you're rich and you don't make any money at all. Oh my God. I want to like chug a buzz ball because he said that. I remember when she spelled, yeah, she doesn't know how to spell attic. And since she clearly does not know how to spell. He says, you don't make any money at all. All I was doing is managing my money, letting you know I'm not spending over $500 on week on necessities. That's all. Still $1,000 a year. I spent 1,000. That's 5,200 a year. That's probably over a medium income in America. 31K is average income. So that about means spending $500 a week on necessities is almost the average income for an American. Dom, oh my gosh, why is he spending this much money on her? She doesn't know how to read either. And she's definitely not learning it in jail. Feels like a revolving door. He finally got her. I know. I know. He says, that's an average income for an American. She says, I don't care. Of course, she says that. Notice how you're still ignoring the part where you don't compliment me and tell me I look good when I'm dressed up. That's what I feel like she's doing when she writes that text message. What a waste of time and money. You're telling me, baby. You're telling me. He said, I do that all the time. You just pretending like I don't. She says, you're selfish AF for no reason, trying to ruin my good time like I have with one of my only friends. He says, I'm not, you are. She says, stop being a selfish little bitch and trying to ruin my time. He says, you're arguing with me. She said, all I said was you need to apologize and fix the situation, and you simply couldn't do that. And you're saying you can't do that is making the situation worse. Dom says, I was literally just giving you money so you can leave. I even offered $50. She says, then you gave me the money, then you told me to get the F out. After you had a little baby fit, about $30. He says, no, you did. She says, I'm done. You can break up with me if you're going to continue to be a little bee. She says, clearly it's on your mind. He says, okay. She says, I know you didn't just say okay. You're such a bum. For real. Break up with me. Finish it off. Finish it off. Every day you prove that you don't care about this relationship more and more. Dom says, no, Kenzie, I don't care about fighting. You got mad because I was trying to budget. 26K a year, LOL. Think of that. She says, dude, I don't care. Then stop buying me stuff. He said, that's not even buying you stuff. She said, I don't care. He said, that is strictly on food. She said, clearly you're worried about money. He says, every single person who makes money budgets. All rich people budget. That's how they stay rich. Kenzie said, so you're not going to fix this. He says, there's nothing to fix. That was a little argument. Are you going to fix anything? She says, I don't have to. I asked you. He says, are you going to fix anything? She said, Joe just came in here and was mean AF to Grace. Like he took her keys and hit her head and yelled, she's drunk, loud AF. Sorry, I had a cough and I didn't want to cough in your ears. Thank you, Nancy B. Love you. I'm so invested. Thank you for reading these. You make it so dramatic. Oh, geez. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate you so much. I would be embarrassed to ask someone to chase me. I ain't ever asking anyone to chase me. She's criminally insane. She's brain dead. What date are we at? We're still in April, babes. We're not even in May yet. I'm trying. He said yelled, she's drunk, loud AF. Dom said, he the pimp. Wait, Grace? Did she say Grace? Yeah, mean AF to Grace. Dom said, he's the pimp. Kenzie said, it was effed. They're not together. Dom said, for real, he exactly like a pimp. Kenzie said, it's sad. Dom said, they both choose it. Oh, because Grace is the one who got Kenzie into selling herself, right? Or selling inappropriate stuff. Wasn't it Grace that got her into it? Or am I getting confused? I can't keep up with all their shit. Yeah, it was Grace. Wow. If I would have been Dom's mom, I would have told Dom to dump her and would have had Dom get an order of protection against her. Yeah, Tanya D. Quick. I know. That's what I would have done if it was my son. It's Grace. Yep, Grace is a bad influence. I think I have those text messages. I know I have. I thought I read some. I think it's either Grace or Rosie. Anyways, we'll do that on another live. He said they both choose it. Okay, now she's sending bracelets again. She wants a diamond bracelet. She said, so I can't go to Barley? Question mark, question mark. Oh, so she's trying to fight so she can go to Barley and do something inappropriate or whatever she wants. She sends 10 question marks, 10 more question marks. She says, WTF. Bro, I would answer right now or we're going to have problems. WTF. Okay, I'm just going to go then since you're not answering for whatever reason, like WTF. I know you're not answering right now. Like we will have problems. 5-minute timer starting now. I would answer right now if I was you. The F? I would answer right now. It's now 9:00 at night. She says, if I'm not gonna go have fun with my friends, thanks. Tonight better be fun since I have to come hang with you instead of them. And then she sends 10 question marks. Dom says, you can go. She said, you're going to hold that against me and be mean. And you already gave me anxiety. Like, what the F? He says, what do you mean, what the F? And then she's sending TikTok links. And then it jumps to the 29th and she says, you can 100% find her Addie. Oh, she's sending TikTok links about someone. And then she says, you can 100% find her Addie. Dom says, I'm home. She says, I'm about to come. I found a lash glue. Dom says, that's good. Is it going to F up your eyes, right? Kenzie said, super good for you. It was excellent. He said, good. Hopefully it works. She says, I'm coming back now. He said, core life was good, but you should try getting what I get. Kenzie said, dude, this fat man almost just pissed me off so bad. People are making me so mad today. People keep trying to go when it's my turn. Like, bro, I will F you up. I'm not in the effing mood. And that BITCH blocked me. Christina. Who's Christina? Dom says, what stop signs? She said, yes. Dom says, what the F, bro? Kenzie said, I just want to DM her address. Dom says, people tripping. Kenzie says, I know, I'm so pissed. Kenzie said, to log in, go to... Okay, she gave him like her password and stuff. She says, want to make steaks? He says, yeah. She says, can we go? I think it's in my little black bag from Florida. She's okay. And then it jumps to the 30th. She says, where are you at? He says, next door, we ordered 𝐼𝐸 a wheelchair. She said, do you want to go to the store? He said, when? She said, like right now. Also, I need your charger, but I have no clue where it is. He says, it's in my bathroom, the one in my room. She said, oh. He said, what store do you want to go to? We just went to Whole Foods. She said, like Target or something. I need to find a steel lunchbox. I'm aware that we just went to Whole Foods. I need to find a lunchbox. I'm not asking for food. Question mark, question mark. I guess I'll just go by myself then. So are you not coming? Okay, I'm leaving. WTF. He said, one sec. We were helping Nico. He can't walk. She said, bruh. Dom said, he's in pain. Kenzie said, I'm aware. Dom says, why are you mad? She says, okay, I'm gonna just go because you left without telling me and then you just ignored me for like 5 minutes. Dom says, okay, just go then. Like I told you, I was going next door. My mom wanted me over here. I didn't text back for like 5 minutes because literally me, Angelo, and my mom were holding him up because his one leg was effed. She says, like I gave you multiple chances to come and you ignored me. Dom said, I ignored you because Nico is in pain and we were all helping him. Kenzie said, and your mom and Angelo are there right now. Dom said, I wasn't by my mom. Us three were helping him. Why are you mad? Like, it's Nico. She says, because I want you to come with me and you're effing ignoring me. Dom says, if you were over here, you'd feel bad AF right now. He's pissing on himself. He's in pain. He can't walk. Like, I'm not allowed to text back for 5 minutes to help my dog. Ew, please. I'm writing to the parole board every single day. Every single day. If I have to make it a new job. Like, I don't want her to get out of jail. She's evil and disgusting. Should we all write to the Pearl Board? We should start a petition. I'm going to start a petition. We do not want her to get out of jail. Like, she's evil to humans and animals, and I can't deal with it. That's where I draw the line. Animals and children. Yes, let's do it. Okay, I'll start one. He says, like, I'm not allowed to text back for 5 minutes to help my dog. Not me getting all offensive with the dog. Sorry, guys, but we are starting a petition. I'm in. Okay. Where's her compassion? I'm like stressing if they let her out. I'm like, who is she going to kill? Who is she going to freaking kill next? Gosh, if they let her out, I would almost think she would kill one of her family members. I wouldn't even put that past her for a millisecond. She's evil. She says, so you're not coming? Dom says, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, at least have compassion for 𝐿𝐞𝐥𝐿. He's a helpless animal. Yeah, I would be coming over right now, but I don't know if we're going to fight. Kenzie says, we're not going to fight. The only reason I'm mad right now is because you left without telling me. Coming over right now, we're just going to solve the problem. I won't be mad. Why do you think that way? She says, I do have compassion for 𝐿𝐞𝐥𝐿. I'm saying he doesn't need 3 people to be helping him right now. Doesn't need to be kissing ass. Don't need to be kissing ass to feel bad. So are you coming or not? Because I'm about to leave right now. And did anyone feed Jim or something? Like, he's literally meowing, freaking out over here. Like, he needs food. Someone needs to feed him. So feed him, Kenzie, you lazy bee. Dom says, I did tell you. I told you I was going over there for my mom. I'll be over in a sec. Kenzie says, I feel like I'm the only one who feeds him. Dom said, Jim always does that. Kenzie said, that's why I gave him a ton of treats. Dom said, he eats more than 𝐿𝐞𝐥𝐿. Kenzie said, no, I don't think he does. My car is running. So are you coming? He said, I have to take a shit. Kenzie said, bruh, dude, I'm seriously about to just go. Like, my car is running. I do not have time for this shit. How long? He said, like 10 minutes. She said, bruh. He said, Kenzie, just go then if you don't want to wait for me. She says, I mean, you're already on the toilet. Like, I'm literally trying to go right now, and I just waited like 30 minutes for you. Dom says, you could have went. Nothing I can do. I have a handicapped dog. I didn't think I'd be over that long. I was trying to take a shit before I went over there. Dom says, your mom and Angelo were over there. I don't know what you're not getting. He says, you weren't there. And all 3 of us were holding him up, trying to help him move and get comfortable. Like, what is your problem with me helping my dog? Why do you have a problem with that? Kenzie says, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with you not telling me that you're going over there and taking 30 minutes and ignoring my text. Dom says, I told you I was going over there. She says, no, you didn't. You just left. Dom says, and no, I only didn't text back because I was holding 𝐿𝐞𝐥𝐿 up. Kenzie says, and now I have to deal with a Jim. I don't see any, and now I have to deal with Jim. I don't see anyone worried about Jim being fed. He says, you don't remember me telling you my mom wants me over and saying she probably just lonely and sad about the dog? You really don't remember that? Jim is a nuisance and he's fine. 𝐿𝐞𝐥𝐿 has a broken leg, we think. She said, no, he's not. Jim is cute as F. He just needs love and food. And everybody hates him and no one gives him attention. Kenzie said, okay, and 𝐿𝐞𝐥𝐿's crying and whining and can't move. What's your point? Think about it. A dog as big as 𝐿𝐞𝐥𝐿 is crying. She said, bruh, just hurry so I can go. Dom said, like, why are we arguing over this? I'm done. She said, I need to plan for this. Dom says, you're the one texting me. Like, let me wipe my ass. Just go. No, just go. You're mean about my dog when you don't even need me to come. She says, I know you didn't just tell me to go after I could have went 20 minutes ago. I know you didn't just say that. Dom says, I told you if you don't want to wait to go. And I said, if we're just going to argue, I'm not going. And you don't want to wait. And you want to argue over my dog. Kenzie said, so slow. Dom said, with a broken leg. Like, what the F? Dom says, you can't realize what I'm mad about. And now I'm waiting on you. So you're coming now. Dom says, you're mad I didn't answer when I was helping my dog with a broken leg. Sorry, I'll just let him fall in pain next time. Kenzie says, wow, you're totally getting the point. Good job, Dom. He says, "Why do you do this? Like, why? Why can't you do anything for anyone else? I do anything." Kenzie said, "Did I say that?" He says, "Like, I can't help a helpless animal without you getting mad. I didn't pay attention to you for 5 minutes." She said, "It was more than 30 minutes. And once again, I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth." Dom says, "No, it wasn't, Kenzie. I was texting you. And when I was done helping Nico, you got mad." She says, "How long?" Question mark, question mark, question mark. He says, "I'm wiping my ass. Give me a minute." She said, "Okay, cool." He says, "This is a foreign J1. They only have his hard shit, not signing his shit." Kenzie said, "This is it?" Question mark. "Is it his actual beat?" Dom said, "No, a type beat on YouTube. I could only find like 2 beats. I found another one. This is different too." Kenzie says, "I like it." And then she sends a picture of herself in those ugly sunglasses. Why does she wear those? Those big square ones, you know? She sends more pictures. Okay, now she's sending more pictures of herself. He says, "Cute," at 5:06 p.m. He says, "Wait, are you trans?" And then she sends another picture of herself. She says, "Adam." He says, "You're Adam?" She says, "It's National Lovers Day." He says, "I've never even heard of that one for real." She said, "Same, but it is today." What? And then he sends like a Google search. He said, "I guess it's the 23rd. She said, "Oh, I seen it today." He said, "From who?" She said, "Jacob, about to come home." He said, "I'll be home soon when running." She says, "Okay, I'm 30 minutes away." Okay, now it's the first. Finally, she says, "I'm going home now, but I will be back." He says, "Good luck, babe. Love you." So now it's the first at 8:14 a.m. She says, "Love you more, but I was tweaking out on time. I wish I got to hug you more." Dom says, "You're okay, babe. I'll see you later." She says, "I will be home at like 5 or 6. What if we went to Beechwood Mall after, though?" "Never mind. I'll just come to you." Dom says, "I was going to say that. When do they close? I can meet you. I need to get Angelo a birthday present." Kenzie said, "True. Check." He says, "Saks closes at 6 today." She says, "Damn. I could probably make it there really quick if you tried to get through before." Dom says, "How far is it from your place?" "Yeah, maybe I can go there around 4 o'clock through Saks real quick, then the other stores if we need." She sends an address. He said, 7 minutes. She said, "Bet." He says, "You're by good part of Beechwood." She said, "Just get to Beechwood at 5:30. He said, "That's good." He said, "Which part?" She said, "LOL." He says, "I'm gonna be at Beechwood by 5. She said, "Okay, well, do you want to meet up with?" And he said, "Yes." She said, "Okay, bet." And then she's sending him links to shoes. She says, "I'm nervous. There's hella kids, though, LMAO, like under 10. I feel out of place." "Hella kids, but under 10?" He likes an image. She said, "Yes, like little kids." He says, "Are you the oldest?" She said, "I feel like it, LMAO. I think I could be, to be honest. The kids are so cute, though." I don't know what she's doing. Kenzie says, "For real, they QAF." Dom says, "Weird, so many little kids, though. Hope the class isn't a joke." She said, "Bro, I'm about to get mad. People keep coming in late and effing shit up. Like, be weird, the class started at 9. Be here on time. What the F? So annoying." Dom says, "What the F? And is it all just 10-year-olds?" Kenzie said, "LMAO, yes. I made a friend." Dom said, "That's good. Who?" Kenzie said, "I don't know her name yet, but I'm sitting with her. She's pretty AF. We both wearing fluffy coats." Dom said, "That's good. How old is she?" Kenzie said, "Creative outlet." Dom said, "What?" "I'm on the way to Beechwood." She said, "Bet." He said, "Yeet." She said, "Want to go to Luca today?" "I want it." He said, "You want to just save it for another day?" She said, "I don't know. I want to go, but I guess it would be good today. I mean, we're going to have to wait like 3 days to go." He says, "Why 3 days?" She said, "Because tomorrow is Angelo's birthday. So we can't tomorrow." Dom says, "Yeah, I didn't just want to drive out that way. Been driving hella." She says, "I'll drive. I don't care." He says, "We could just go day after Angelo's." She said, "Bruh, then what are we eating tonight?" You don't have to go to $150 a plate restaurant. I don't know what the whole trans thing was. I think because she has an Adam's apple or something, right? It was like a joke. Dom is getting better. Not, yeah, I know. I was like, Tis, that's because I do print. Oh, yeah, I know. She is a witch. Thanks for being here. Hey, Tia Marie, Daisy May. I'm sure Kenzie has never been. She's really trying to say how people should be. Yeah, I'm wondering, like, is she at a class or what? She is so vile. I know. What kind of class is she at? He says, she says, then what are we eating tonight? Like, eat food, cook something. I don't know, a top ramen. Stupid. She says, because I'm hungry. She says, and I want Luca. Question mark, question mark. He says, I don't know. We have asparagus and broccoli. We can make something with that. Yeah, thank you, Dom. She says, bruh. He says, what? She says, I want Luca. We eat that like every day. He says, okay, but then we got to go to Luca West. The Cleveland one doesn't have beef carpaccio. He said, how far are you? I just got to Saks. She says, I'm about to be there soon. I want to go to the Westlake one. He says, yeah, I want to go to that one too. How you think till you here? Should I go inside? She says, just go inside. I'll meet up with you. Send me snaps of cute stuff. He says, well, I don't know because I don't like you being over here alone. If it's before 5:30, you think I'll wait? She said, it's okay. I'll be fine. I'll just meet up with you. I'll be there by 5:37. He said, okay, I'm going in. He said, I'm going to find Nancy. She says, I need Luca. He says, we can go. She says, yay. He says, I'm in Collab right now. She says, here. She says, I don't know where that is. He said, right outside of Saks. Just let me know when you're there at Saks. She said, I'm about to be upstairs. I'm up. Are you in Collab? She said, your baby girl is on the way. Ew, Kenzie. You're no one's baby girl. You're a schmurder. Hi, Melly. I'm catching up to do, but I was happy to catch you live. Hey, Sherry. Thanks for being here. Luca is big money. I know. She said, your baby girl is on the way. Where are you? Question mark, question mark, question mark. She says, okay. Oh, wait. Let me go back. She says, where? She says, your baby girl's on the way. And that was on 5-1. Then it jumps to 5-2. Where are you? Question mark, question mark. Okay. Come on. Come on home soon. And then she sends a Facebook link. He said, okay. And then it jumps to the 4th. He says, on the 4th at 3:37 p.m. Sorry for arguing, Kenzie. I was just mad because you weren't understanding me. Kenzie said, it's okay. Just don't be mean to me. I don't like that. And it makes me sad. FaceTime. And then she sends, okay, so they were fighting about something. She says FaceTime on the 5th. She sends a screenshot of something. Dom said, that's cool. Kenzie says, bruh. Dom says, is interesting too, because they came back pretty hard. Kenzie said, I know, it's dope AF. Dom said, what? She said, what are you doing? He said, burying Jim. Wait, what? Jim died? The cat? He said burying Jim. Did you guys know that? That the cat died? I'm tripping out. I had no idea. So messed up she was inviting Dom's mom to Lucas. No. Yeah. He said I'm burying Jim. He says burying Jim. She says, I wish I was there. He said, it's okay. Kenzie says, are you okay? Dom says, yeah. Wow. Then she sends a screenshot. She says, babe. She says, babe, where? He said, what, babe? She said, where are you? It's 9:51 p.m. He says, play, be back soon. She said, why? He said, told you. And then Kenzie says, "Nug." She says, "Can you shut this window?" And then she says, "What the F, dry ass N-word? I'm mad at you." Dude, it's 10:13 PM and he just buried Jim. How did Jim die? I don't know. Oh, no, I think he really meant burying him because she asked, "Are you okay?" I think she poisoned both animals. She was mad at his mom, so she took the beloved pets out. I'm kind of with you guys on this. I think she did something to Jim. She was the last one to fed him anything. Did we just solve the murder of Jim? I'm gonna have to get in contact with the detective and see if there's anything we can do about this. I'm so serious too. Like, what? Did she kill Jim? I'm Oh my gosh. I think she did, you guys. This is so right up her alley. Justice for Jim. Thank you, proving Carlina, for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Thank you. Jim needs an autopsy. We are serious about this here on Nellyverse. We're going to look into this. She doesn't seem bothered. I'm like, for real? Okay. Has anyone in her prison died? Because I'm like, are her cellies dying? Because I'm concerned. Justice for Jim. This is sad. Jim was Christine's cat because it was something he was giving attention to. Oh my goodness. She says, "What the F, dry ass N word? I'm mad at you. Dry AF. Dry AF. Dry AF. Dry AF. Dry AF. Dry AF. 5-minute timer starting." And I would watch your mouth around the groupie. If you want this relationship to last, you're going to start treating me with love and respect. Dom says, "I do. You agreed a while ago to not get mad when I was doing something that the shit wasn't in my pocket and I was scrubbing the floor. I wouldn't get mad at you." What? "I do. You agreed a while ago to not get mad when I was doing something. You're the one not respecting me." She says, "How was I supposed to know you were doing something with all the kids? Here's the basketball getting thrown in, Blair talking loud AF." Dom says, "Coming out disrespecting me when I had my hands full cleaning." Kenzie said, "Do better." Dom says, "I told him to stop shooting. You can do better." Kenzie said, okay, now it jumps to the 6. She said, "There's a couple's rave. Want to go?" Dom says, "What do you mean?" She said, "Like a rave. Want to go to one?" Dom said, "What is it called and when and where?" She said, "Not sure. Let me ask." She says they have them every weekend. Dom said, "Okay, word. Let me know because it would be super shitty and weird. Only some be super dope, like Lost Lands." She said, "What's that?" "I want to go. We should rave this summer. I have hella cute rave outfits." He said, "Like what?" She said, "What do you mean?" She says, "I'm coming back." He says, "I'm at the gym." It's the 6th at 11:51. He says, "It's locked." She says, "East 40th and King, they have an abandoned building." Bruh, when will you be home? He said, "It's not going to be good." She said, "What?" He said, "That's the lowest budget possible, the rave." She said, "Oh, so it's going to be like some weird ass party?" I said, "I need a key to your house." She said she would get one made and you said you would get one made and you never did also. "I really need a key so I can just come. Babe, please hurry. I'm so hungry." He says, "I'm on the way home. Come through." She said, "Okay, coming, Nug." And that was at 12:19. He says, "I left. It's open though." She said, "Why did you leave? Where are you going?" Question mark. Bruh, why did you take so long? Bruh. Of course, they bring loud AF. Dom says, who's loud AF? Now it's the 7th. She says, we're done. Every day you prove to me that you don't give a single F about this relationship. I don't get a F what you have to say. It's already too late. So Jordy gone through the breakup, then get over it. Go make your gay ass edibles. Dom says, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful when I said we don't have compost. I just don't know why you were doing it if we don't have one. Then I said, fine, we can. Then you were mean to me saying, I don't support you, so think whatever you want. Sorry, I was coughing. Dom says, and yeah, whenever this happens, it barely hurts anymore because this has been happening 3 times a month at least. Wait, what? Oh, he says like them fighting. Yeah, it barely hurts anymore because this has been happening 3 times a month at least. She says, to be honest, I don't give a single F what you have to say about anything that comes out of your mouth is a lie. You only say you're going to change so you can keep me trapped in this toxic ass relationship. Dom says, how is that a lie? Kenzie says, you don't treat me good at all. I do so much for you and you don't even appreciate me. Random people on the internet shouldn't make me feel better than you do. Dom says, what I do so much for you and you don't help me with anything. If anything, I feel unappreciated and used. Kenzie said, you don't chase, you don't try, and you don't care. I'm done. Dom says, you don't chase or try either. Kenzie says, you lie about everything you effing say. And when I try to tell you how I feel, you just try to bring up something else. Like, I don't give a single F how you feel right now. Dom says, you're the one who left. Kenzie said, I do both of those things. I left because I'm finally standing up for myself. I'm not going to let you just be mean to me and have me sit on your effing couch. That was a narcissistic response. Wow, that's crazy. Maybe you're the narcissist. Dom says, yeah, and I'm standing up for myself too. That's why I didn't apologize if you wouldn't. Kenzie said, this conversation is just telling me all I need to know. All I need to know because you can't even speak your truth. You are just a DICK. Dom says, all you had to do was apologize too. Kenzie said, oh, I'm not apologizing for wanting to make a compost bin. Thanks, though. Dom says, no, I never said that. I said for being disrespectful after. Kenzie says, when you want to try it, maybe we can start over, but I'm done. Now go worry about your edibles. That was so important. Dom said, what made me mad is when you said, I'll go home where they support me. That hurt my feelings. That's when I got mad. Think whatever you want. Break up with me over a petty argument, I guess. When I said I'll say sorry if you do. And you're the one who chose to leave and not say sorry. Kenzie says, I don't care. This isn't a petty argument. This happens every day. You're a terrible boyfriend. You have no compassion and you only care about what you think. At least I try to hear you out, but I don't even care anymore. I knew I shouldn't have got back together with you after the Emily situation. Should have known it was just an act. Here we go with the cheating on Emily thing that never happened. Thank you, Legally Blonde. I love all these perfect bitches. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. You love my bitchy tone. That's funny. If he's such a terrible boyfriend, like break up. Dude. I could not deal with someone like this. This is so bad. He said, Kenzie, you're the one who said something about me first. All that happened is why I was saying, why are we starting a compost bin if we don't have garden seeds or anything? And you said, I'll do it at home where they support me. I don't try to throw shade at you at all. You said that. Whatever, Kenzie, believe what you want. If I didn't care, I wouldn't work all day to buy you Lucas. I set my dreams aside to focus on money so we can keep up our lifestyle. He died being in this toxic environment. Like, he wasn't happy before she murdered him. Why does that make me really sad? Like, he didn't get to spend the holidays with his family. He didn't get to, like, be at a good place. He was in this toxic, abusive relationship. He wasn't doing what he loved, his dreams. Oh my gosh. I guess let this be a lesson for us to do what you love at all times, right? Dom should have been enjoying his teenage life. I know, Tiffany. I know. She says, all you care about is your effing money. I don't give a single F about it. I want real love. I don't care. This whole conversation is a joke. Stop telling yourself that you care. You know deep down what you really want. You couldn't even chase when I gave you a second chance. It's honestly so embarrassing. I know people that would be chasing me for days. It's sad that my boyfriend of 3 years can't even do that. Well, no, because you verbally abuse him. I'm like screaming. It makes us all sad. It makes me sad too. My sons are grown. Oh my gosh, please don't let your sons date anybody like this. She killed 3 lives that day and either doesn't realize it yet or she's so heartless. She killed Dom. No one else could have him. Poor Davion was just an innocent young man she had no regard for. Ew. I just can't. She says, like I said, I'm all done here. I'm all done here. Every day you prove to me that you are not good and all you care about is yourself. Dom said, Kenzie, I said I wouldn't chase you. If you run, you couldn't apologize either. Kenzie says, I'm going to go start my compost now. Thank you so much for wasting my time and ruining my morning. Dom says, if you apologized, we wouldn't do this. And if you didn't say, I'll go home where they support me, I would have just gave you money and we'd have the compost here. But you were talking smart. I said I'd apologize if you did. You couldn't say sorry. Why should I? None of this should have happened if you just agreed to say you're sorry too. 2 wrongs don't make a right. 1 wrong, 1 right doesn't make a right. But 2 rights makes a right. Us both apologizing. Kenzie says, you stuck on that apology, huh? Stop effing texting me. Dom says, you're overreacting, Kenzie. It's now 2:41 p.m. on the 7th. He says, well, we both are, but whatever. She says, that's exactly what I thought. Part 2 of you not being able to chase, which is why I'm done. You treat women like effing shit. You do not know how a relationship works, clearly. Dom said, if I said you run, I'm not going to chase. Kenzie says, when you decide your faith, you can text me and maybe we can try this again, but I'm done. Wait. Where does she get off talking about faith? Who the hell does she think she is? Jeez, I can't anymore. She wants to be a gardener. Thank you, Jakey. Hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling a little bit better. All that chasing. Who's gonna chase me? Okay, anyways. She says, what when you decide your faith, what the hell does that even mean? What the helly? She don't got no faith. She evil. Why doesn't she find a job? I don't know. Hi Mo, love you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about, this faith thing. He says, I was even trying to talk to you when you were dipping. She says, you're going to chase no matter what, or this relationship is not a relationship. You clearly were not, because I was saying watch and you did not come to the car. So no, that's really not chasing, but nice try. If I run, okay, wait. If I run, if I'm on an airplane, if I'm skydiving, you're going to chase or we're not together. You want him to skydive with you, or you're saying like what? Why would anyone in their right mind want to chase her dumbass? So stupid. I can't. I just cannot. If I get on an airplane, you're chasing me. If I go to the toilet, you're chasing me. If I pick my nose, you're chasing me. Think she have meant fate? Oh, when she said faith? I don't know. B can't type anyways, so whatever she meant. Either way, doesn't make sense. Kenzie says, I'm never going to be with a lazy man who thinks he's the shit when he's really just a piece of shit that treats women terrible. Um, who are you talking about, Kenzie? Because I don't think you're talking about Dom. She totally meant fate, but she's dumb AF. Oh, so she was just threatening again. Okay, well, either one. Did she just say pick her nose? She says, who treats women terrible. You should still be consistently trying to prove to me that you're not a terrible person. After you've cheated on me 4 times, you don't try to make me feel better about any of it. Dom says, I'm lazy again, throwing shade. I can't take her seriously. Like, who is this clown? I'm so upset right now. I don't, is this for real? Like, I need to reach out to the court. Like, are these really their text messages? Because I feel like someone's playing a joke on me. These are insane. He says, I'm lazy. Again, throwing shade. She says, oh, is that all you're getting? I'm done. You're a terrible partner. Dom says, and I'm not. We spend every day together and I do everything I can for you. You haven't been good to me either. Kenzie says, then why do you only point out when I have a problem? Stop trying to manipulate me. We're done. He says, okay, Kenzie, break up over a petty argument when you were the one who was throwing shade at me. And I just got mad about it. Just remember what you said and remember how I said I'd apologize if you did. But you couldn't. You had to throw shade and run away. Then say, I'm not chasing. This whole problem came from you making a smart comment. Kenzie says, I left because you were being a dick, which is honestly an everyday thing for you. Dom says, then you were, my eyes are gonna. Dom says, then you were saying I had to apologize when you should too. Kenzie says, here you go about shit that doesn't matter. Still, that's not the point anymore. The point is you're a terrible boyfriend and I'm done. You only care about what you want to care about and you act all fake. You're probably the fake person. You're probably the most fakest person I met in my whole life. Stop acting like you care when you can't even prove to me that you do. The relationship is a joke and so are you. Imagine the Ohio courts on April 1st say, gotcha, dude. You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you cannot pick your friend's nose. Her brain is mashed potatoes. Yeah, it is. I think she woke up and didn't see him by her side. I think that's why she got mad at night. Hey, Natalie, your demon spawn is dumb AF. I hope Natalie watches this. I really do. This is your daughter? Oh my God. Imagine all the parents saying they have an amazing, kind daughter, and your daughter is this. Like, no wonder my head is so big. You know what I mean? Like, if, wow. Like, I can't stop laughing. My cat is wondering. Vanjie, the little meow meow, ranch and mashed potatoes. Yeah. She said, this relationship is a joke, and so are you. Dom says, you know what, Kenzie? I'm sorry I got mad, but you hurt my feelings saying I don't support you. I was hoping for an apology. I should have acted different instead of just getting mad, but it was hard not to. You can break up with me if you want. I hope you find happiness with someone else. This is like the time when like we know Dom was like checked out. This is like the bad time. This is like the bad time. Natalie thinks she's a trophy wife too. Natalie, stop smoking the weed and go get your daughter, please. Go be in there with her in the celly. Be little cellmates. Really? No, really. Because this she allowed her daughter to be treating someone like this. That should be a crime in itself. This is bad. On that fatal morning, her friend said she couldn't find Dom. Yeah, I know. I believe that's what the fight about. Yeah. I believe something happened that morning. Either he was talking to someone, she found something in his phone, something set her off. Because remember in the case we're talking about right now, the Daniel Waterman case, stay off. The Daniel Waterman case, what's her name? Leia killed him because he got a text from another girl. So I'm us little investigators here on Mellyverse. I'm wondering, yeah, if she caught him doing something. But wait, it would have been in the phone. Well, maybe we didn't get all the evidence. Who knows? I hate Kenzie so much. She deserves to stay in jail. I know. Okay, let's continue. He says, I hope you find happiness with someone else. She says, LOL. She says, the real question is, why couldn't you just say that to me when I was about to leave? Dom says, for whatever it's worth, I'm sorry. I felt I needed an apology too. I hope you can be happy without me. Kenzie says, why do you always wait when it's too late? You're pathetic. It's all part of your little game. Dom says, no, I wanted an apology too. I was mad about what you said. I'm just telling you how I feel. Kenzie said, be mad. But that's when you know it's straight facts. You are very unsupportive. You don't care about my modeling. And now you don't care about my garden. Okay. What? Now she's a gardener? What? I thought the compost. I didn't think she was trying to be gardener. LMAO. Yeah. I don't know. I guess she's a gardener now. No, keep her away. She's going to try to kill the plants too, dude. She's going to try to kill the earth. She's going to try to wipe everyone out. The animals, Dom, the plants, the weed, and then us. I'm just kidding. No, but really, I wonder if she's so mad and her mom is like, people on YouTube got access to your text messages. Can you believe this? They're talking about you. Oh my God, don't they know we're just perfect? Us, the Shirillas? Like, can you guys imagine something like that? Her weed garden, remember? Not the weed. I guess it's about the plants. Yeah, I don't know what. I don't even think she's talking about that kind of. I think she's just bullshitting. Kenzie only cares about herself, money, and dabs. Yeah, I know. She says, you don't care about my modeling and you don't care about my garden. He says, I hope the next one can treat you better, babe. I'm sorry we're not working out. Oh my God. Dude. She's addressing the GMO head on. I'm done. I'm done. She's like Al Pacino and Devil's Advocate at the church. Yeah, her fingers word, but she like walks into the church and she like burns. You know what I mean? Literally. She gets like holy water on her and she like burns. It was all Mackenzie's mom. I need to be high all the time. Dude, I think it's all more than just the marijuana. I don't even have a problem with that. She's going shrooms, puppies. Oh, I do love that movie too. We should have a movie day. Just kidding, can't because I'll get copyrighted. But we can with some movies. She says, I hope the next one can treat you better. Dom says, I hope the next one can treat you better, babe. I'm sorry we're not working out. Kenzie says, stop calling me that. When are you going to learn? You clearly do not learn and you're a master manipulator. Only if your brain just told you to say this as I was leaving, that would have been a great job of chasing. But clearly, there's something blocking you from being a good person. You literally effing suck and you just waste all my good energy and love. Once again, you're a terrible boyfriend. I don't think you treat Blair like this, or do you? Oh gosh, here we go with the gay comments to belittle him and his friend Blair because she's so jealous. Facts. Kenzie is finally, no one cares about her modeling or her weird ass garden. She didn't need drugs to be crazy. I know. She had to have been doing stimulants. Something is wrong with her. Dude. She said that. She said, once again, you're a terrible boyfriend. I don't think you treat Blair like this, or do you? He says, well, I deserve an apology too if you want to be around me, but if you're breaking up with me, I might as well say sorry for what happened. Kenzie says, you do not deserve an apology and you will never get one. So you're only apologizing because I threatened to break up with you? I know those words did not just come out of your mouth. You're actually the most pathetic person I have ever met in my whole life. Dom says, no, I was sorry the whole time, but I wanted you to say sorry too. Kenzie says, no, you clearly were not sorry the whole time. Otherwise, you would have just apologized. Dom says, obviously, I feel bad about arguing. Kenzie says, now you're going to have to do way more than that. I'm not telling you what the F to do. Dom says, but I only because I was hurt about what you said. Kenzie says, you are pathetic. You are a joke, and we are done until you can fix this. I don't owe you anything. You're lucky I stayed with you after you cheated on me for the 5th time. Dom says, you don't have to say mean things. Believe whatever you want, Kenzie. I would have been with you this long. I wouldn't have been with you this long if I didn't care. I wouldn't do any of the things if I didn't care. Kenzie says, well, clearly that's the only thing that gets your little ears listening. If this is you trying, this is actually a joke. Dom says, you can think whatever you want of me. Kenzie says, and well, I think you're a joke now until you prove otherwise. Oh my gosh, I wish there was time travel. Just because you're apologized doesn't mean you're sorry. I don't think she knows like what a true, genuine apology is. Why Dom always apologize first? Because Dom is being a good guy. Like, she can say whatever she wants. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Why you late? A scene. She says, well, I think you're a joke until you prove otherwise. Dom says, if you think I'm some terrible person, then don't be with me. I hope you can be with someone that makes you happy because I don't want to be looked at as a terrible person. How would we have a relationship? Kenzie says, are you effing R-word? R-E-T-A-R-D-E-D? I hate that word. She says, you're dumb AF about you effing taking a second to effing read. Until you prove otherwise, like in your effing slow... Until you prove otherwise, like in your effing slow ass read that. Dom says, okay, I'm not responding. Go call someone else names. Bye. She says, maybe you should just effing learn how to treat women. Clearly, your view on a relationship is not right, which makes sense on how your life has been. But still, I'm not that girl and you're going to treat me like an effing god. Clearly, you can't prove yourself to treat me right. She says, things that are important to me should also be important to you. But I forgot that has always been a problem for you. Yes, you are terrible at treating women with love and respect, especially your girlfriend of 3 years. It's a perfect day for gardening today. The sun is out, it's warm, and it's not raining. But of course, you have to find a problem with that. Like I said 1 million times, you're pathetic. You don't chase, which was part of our agreement. 2, wait, you don't chase, which was part of our agreement. And then Dom says, no, you are calling me hella names. And I said, I can get the soil. Kenzie says, you don't like to hear what other people have to say. You only care about what you think. I doubt you even reading everything I say because my words don't matter to you. You only care about yourself and your stupid weed. Dom says, I'm done with it. You're verbally abusive. She says, I'm actually not, but thank you for that nice statement. Thank you for proving my point that you don't read a word I say. I'm going to give you till 3:30. And if this is not fixed or I'm not given effort, then we are done. And it's 3:00 on the 7th. He says, you have just been calling me names the whole time. I'm good. She says, I'm going to petites to get soil, that I'm coming back here and start setting it up. By then, you should have gotten your mind straight. Okay, then break up with me right now, she says. Dom says, you already broke up with me. I would rather keep trying, but I can't just keep getting called names. I'm just not going to take that. Kenzie said, no, you have not tried any of this conversation. Stop using the word keep. And actually, you're going to, because that's the only way you decide to listen to what I have to say. You don't listen to a word that comes out of my mouth. You just like to pick and choose. Dom says, I'm done texting. It's hurting my eyes. If you want to talk, If you want to talk, call me or talk in person. Kenzie says, your 30-minute timer has started. If you want this relationship to work, you have till 3:30. Dom says, no, Kenzie, you have to make it work. You're choosing to break up with me. You chose to leave and you chose not to apologize when I said I would apologize too. You said all of those. You chose all of those. Kenzie says, you're right. I did choose this. And now you're choosing the fate of our relationship. Dom says, so if you want it to work out, you can come and make it work. Because I even said I was sorry after you said hella mean things to me. Calling me dumb AF and pathetic is not going to help this relationship anymore. You said I'm sorry, then said go make it work with somebody else if I can't make you happy. That's not an apology. That's pathetic, she says. If you're on your period, you can let me know, said Kenzie. What a loser. Yeah, this is May 7th. I blame her parents for his death too, because yeah. Don't listen to her, Dom. So desperate to be chased. She is pathetic, not Dom. I know. Late Patty and the Natty. 𝐌𝐞𝐥𝐿 vibes. Totally 𝐌𝐞𝐥𝐿 vibes. And if they let this female out in 15 years, oh my gosh, we're not safe. We are not safe. Nobody. I really hope they don't let her out, you guys. Really hope. She says, if you're on your period, you can let me know. Dom says, how is that an apology? I just said I was sorry. And then I was just saying, if it's not working with me, I hope you work out with someone else. I'm just trying to say, I hope everything works out for you and you're happy whether we're together or not. How is that pathetic? You want me to say, I only hope you're happy if we're together or something? I'm confused. And for real, my eyes hurt. Don't text me. Like for real. This is my last message. You want to talk? Call me. She said, you have 10 minutes. Oh my God. She says, you have 10 minutes at 3:22. She says, and there's an effing gun in my trunk. Thanks for not letting me know. I'm actually surprised she didn't shoot him to death and try to say it was self-defense, literally like 𝐌𝐞𝐥𝐿. He was just starting to catch on. She knows she's starting to lose him. Leave it, Dom. Do not respond. Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't just pew pew him. I wouldn't put that past her. Why did she choose the car in the building? Something happened that morning. It makes me, this whole thing with the firearms being around makes me even more sure that it was something that set it off in the morning. Because if there was firearms and drugs and she had all these manners of taking him out, why would she wait to kill him in the crash? She could have just said it was self-defense and done something in the house. Oh, he sells rugs. He was hitting me. I defended myself. There's no cameras. Would anyone ever even know? Like, you know what I mean? Why the car that morning? Or pull Jodi Arias? Yeah. Yeah, but they say she was laying on his lap. They were getting along that morning. I don't know what's true with that. She had to do it when he was trapped in the car with her. I think she cheated with Davion. He spilled the beans and she just killed all of them. I think to her, she had planned the crash. She thought she was smarter than everyone else and wanted it to be an accident. She could have said it was an accident at home with the firearm, though. How were they going to prove that, you know? Oh, well, I guess ballistics and stuff. Had something to do with her not getting attention or mad about someone else. She said, there's an effing gun in my truck. Thanks for not letting me know. Okay, he says this really long message. I just want you to know that I am sorry though. Whether I say it or not, I don't want to fight with you. Sometimes I just get mad. It's reasonable to get mad. Sometimes you just can't control it. But I felt you should apologize. So that's why I didn't say it. I wasn't trying to be unsupportive. I just didn't know why we were doing it at first. If we don't have a garden, I don't know where to put it or anything. And I don't want animals close to the house in the yard, especially raccoons because of the cats. I wasn't trying to make you mad with all of that. But then you said, I'll just go home and don't do that where they're actually supporting me. It hurts my feelings. And Kenzie, it's not that I don't care about us. When I say I don't care if we break up, I mean it as I don't care if we break up, if that's what's better. I want both of us to be happy, whether we're together or not. It's only fair for us. If we're not going to work out, then we should break up. That's the only right thing to do. Oh my goodness. He didn't even make it 2 full months after this. This is May 7th. Wow. I'm like, holy shite. The crash was July 31st at approximately like 5:30 a.m. or some shit. Wow. Oh my goodness. That's really sad. He says, you're not going to get in trouble for it. You can legally have guns. Kenzie says, that's actually not the point. The point is that my mom opened the trunk to put my soil in, and there's a large gun without the case in my trunk. And if I got pulled over, my car always smells like weed. They would have searched me and definitely would have taken the firearm. That doesn't matter if it's legal or not. The cops don't give an F. Dom says they can't search your car for weed. If they do search your car, they can't search the trunk if locked. Kenzie says, I wish you would have just told me how you felt originally right in the beginning, because this would have never been a fight. If you just told me, I would have been like, okay. And then I would have went and got soil. But instead you had to cause an argument. Dom says that firearm is locked up. How is it illegal? Supposed to be, you'll be okay. Kenzie said, my truck does not effing lock, and you know that. And I don't like when there are firearms in my car without me knowing. Dom says, I thought you knew about that or put it in your house. You were with me when we grabbed it. Can someone tell me why they needed firearms? Were they in fear for their life? Like, I know he had them in his house, but like, why are they driving around with them? Where did they go? She's so manipulative. It took less than 60 seconds from the turn to the wall. They had no time. No, they didn't. Just like Daniel Waterman, he tried to get out. It was too late. Yep, rugs. Because they were selling rugs and someone was trying to rob him. Protecting the rugs. Rug dealing. In the car? I thought the rugs were at the house. I guess. Protection against her. Wow. That could be true. He says, I thought you knew about it or put it in your house when you were with me when we grabbed it. Kenzie, I told you while you were here, I was never mad about the soil, only you being disrespectful. And then I just said, if you apologize for what you said, I'll apologize too. I have no problem apologizing ever, even if I don't think I have to, as long as if I deserve an apology, I get one that I know my feelings are acknowledged. She says, okay, are you home? Because I'm going to come back and start gardening. Question mark. He says, what are you going to do? She says, what do you mean? He says, like, what's your plan? Where are you putting it? She said, well, the plant's on the deck and the compost. He says, yeah, as long as nothing is my grass or close to my house. She says, there was also a joint on the bottom of my floor right in the open of my car. Yeah, that gun was in my truck, was loaded. I could have literally shot somebody. She says, or myself. You effed up, by the way. I'm not going to embarrass you in front of Blair, but we will be having a convo when he leaves. Dom says, bro, I didn't F up. Lexi asked me where I was. I told her where I was. The other girl I only talked to once because she wanted Bud and must have put me in the story. Wait, what? Oh. So they made up or whatever. And then they ended up hanging out. Because the gun thing was at 4:15. And then at 9:37, she says, you effed up, by the way. So they must have hung out with their friends. She says, I'm not going to embarrass you in front of Blair, but we will be having a convo when he leaves. And then this is why he said that. Bro, I didn't F up. Lexi asked me where I was and I told her where I was. The other only girl I talked to once because she wanted bud and must have put me in the story. Kenzie said, I just said you did. So you did. And that chocolate shit was not funny at all. Don't F with my food. Dom says, how did I F up? Kenzie says, I'm going to text her right now. So let me know if you did anything weird with her before I embarrass myself. Dom said, no, Kenzie, you can literally ask her. The only thing we spoke about is bud. She probably just put me on her story. Dom said, or that's what Dom said. Kenzie says, girls don't just put you in their private. They're trying to get you to swipe. I'm not slow. Lexi's one of the girls he cheated with, right? It was Lexi and Audrey, or am I wrong? I don't count Emily. I don't think that was cheating. Lil Smokey. Hey, Lil Smokey. She didn't have shoes on when she hit the wall. Cops found it on a scale. Yeah. Who? Why are you hurrying me? Since when she start doing gardening? I know. Jana was one? Jana? Jada. Oh, yeah, it was Jada, Lexi, Audrey, and then Emily. Yeah, but Emily was the one he was just texting, remember? I think Jada and Audrey were the ones he actually had sex with. Yeah. He said, Kenzie says, I'm not slow. Yeah, you are. Dom says, her doing that has nothing to do with me. Kenzie says, you're not leaving. You not leaving is sus. Dom says, I didn't even know I was in it. Like, leave it then. I don't care. Like, I sleep next to you. I'm not trying to hide anything on my phone. We literally live together. That's so dumb. Kenzie says, I already did. There's a lot of weirdo shit on your phone. Like I said up there, I'm not going to embarrass you while he's here. Dom says, what else would be on my phone? Like, literally nothing you know. I don't do anything. She said, is Blair connected? Tell him to turn it off. Bruh. So I don't know what, maybe the music. She says, bruh. Ex-best friend, Hannah is Joseph. Oh yeah, Hannah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Hannah was labeled Joseph. She was one of the girls who apparently cheated. Oh, okay. She says on the 8th, I'm home. She says that B I got her was 43 gosh darn dollars. Dom says, damn, what was it? She says, I'll show you. Are you on the way? Dom says, I'm taking a shit. For real. She says, hurry. I'm wearing a juicy tracksuit. He said, is it cold out? She said, low key. Where you at? Bruh. She says, I'm not sitting there. Nasty AF couch. Dom says, sit on my lap. Kenzie says, I would rather be outside. I want to go back to your house. No. Dom says, okay, fine. We'll go outside then. She says, bruh, I do not want to be over here. I'm bored AF. Bruh, I'm for real just going to leave. Dom says, okay, Kenzie, then leave. I'm going to hang with my mom on Mother's Day. Oh my God. I can't stand her. I cannot stand her. It's Mother's Day. He says, like, I'm bored too. Kenzie said, okay, so let's go to your house. We're not even hanging with your mom. I'm not going to watch gay ass sports either. Dom says, yeah, because you wanted to come out there. Kenzie says, you went out here first. In there, I'm just going to stand and watch TV. That's not hanging with your mom. That's watching TV. Like, we can go do something fun, but this is not fun. I'm for real getting mad. Why is it so hard for you to chase? Like, it's sad AF. Dom says, okay, Kenzie, go home and then do fun stuff with your mom. She says, if I leave, we will have problems. Tell me to leave again. See what happens. I'm for real. Dom says, nah, you're causing a problem for no reason. If you're not having fun, you can leave. I'm going to hang with my family and with my mom on Mother's Day because that's the right thing to do. I don't complain to you about being at family stuff too long and being bored. She says, you weren't bored. You were at the zoo. I'm not causing problems. I'm telling you I'm bored. Why are you an ass at communicating? He says, I'm aware you're bored. I am bored too. You're not obligated to be here whatsoever. You can leave. She wants to be chased on Mother's Day, and it's so sad to think this was his last Mother's Day. Wow. That was his last Mother's Day before he was murdered. She says, read. He says, I'm staying here for my mom. She says, is that you telling me to leave? After I said, what happens if you tell me to leave again? Dom says, no, I'm saying you don't have to stay here. Kenzie says, that would be so dumb. Is that not you chasing as well? Not sure why it's hard for you to chase. Dom says, nah, I'm not doing this. She says, nah, you are. That's not chasing. Act like you don't have me. You can't do that. You're a terrible boyfriend. Dom said, Kenzie, it's Mother's Day. I'm going to hang with my mom. Like, stop being mad. She said, you're slow as hell. She says, read, N-word. I'm not communicating. I'm not mad. I'm communicating that I'm bored and want to go to your house. Not sure why you can't comprehend. He says, go to my house and I'll come later. She says, nah, we have problems now. You effed up. I don't know why it's so hard for you to be a good boyfriend. It's so hard for you. He says, why, Kenzie? That is literally not making sense. Like, I'm allowed to want to hang out with my mom on Mother's Day. If you're bored, you don't have to be here. I'm going to be here. I'm done texting too. My eyes hurt. She says, and I'm letting you know we have problems. Hang with her. That's not the issue. You are once again a shitty ass boyfriend. Not sure when you will learn, probably never, to be honest, because you've been stuck in this for over a year. It's honestly a joke. He said, what? You make no sense. She said, read. So your little head understands. He says, I'm not doing this. Go relax. I'll come hang out later. This is stupid. She says, and I'm letting you know we have problems. Hang with her. That's not the issue. You are once again a shitty ass boyfriend. Not sure when you will learn. Probably never, to be honest, because you've been stuck in this for over a year. I'm not watching this gay ass game. What the F? She says, I'm not staying here till 10 watching this boring shit. The F? Dom says, Kenzie, then go relax. Go eat an apple and watch Kardashians or something. What does that have to do with me? Go eat an apple? She says, you're a shit boyfriend. We have problems. I'm so serious when I say that. We have problems. He says, no, I'm not. You're being a shitty girlfriend. She says, are we just repeating what I say? Learn to communicate. You're ass at it. He says, I'm done texting. My eyes actually don't work. She said, good. Also, your hose won't turn off. I don't know how to turn it off. So that has just been running, I guess. And I want to let Tom in your house. He wants to come in. Dom says, I'll come figure it out in a sec. And don't let him in. She said, why? I guess I'm going to just sit outside in the cold then. Like, what the F? He says, what do you mean? What? She says, I guess I'm just going to go sit outside in the cold since Tom can't come in the house. He says, yeah, I don't want him because he's not my cat. I don't want him thinking he can come over here. Kenzie said, he already thinks he can come over. You have 5 minutes to wait. She says, he already thinks he can come over. We're going to stop there on the 8th. That was on the 8th at 8:23 p.m. Yeah, she is pure evil. I'm going to say that from now on. Go eat an apple. You guys going to tell me that? Eat an apple. I know. It's cracking me up. Stop responding. I know. Okay, so we're still in May. We'll have to finish May tomorrow. Oh, wait, let me take a picture of the page that we're on. Okay. Wow. Well, she's a narcissist. I want to read over through the dad text messages too. So after this set, we're going to read the messages. After we're done with their messages, we're going to read the friends. And then after the friends, we're going to go back and read stupid Steve Shirilla's. I need a refresh on those. And when will the next live be? Tomorrow. I should be back to my normal self tomorrow. hopefully. Let's all write to continue. I did. She ignored me. But I'm gonna put the petition together. No, I'm for real. Go eat an apple, Melly. I'm blocking you. Stupid Steve. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's already I don't wanna make the lives, too long for the replay viewers, and it's already been almost 3 hours. Melly, look up covert narcissist. It's very interesting and also powerful to know. Okay, I will. Love the early start. Do you? Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I wanna, I don't know that tomorrow I'll be able to do that early, but nonetheless, you will do, we'll do it in the evening time. Oh, you do? You guys like the long lives on the replay? Do you guys actually listen to all of them? I just can't be blitz. They're pretty tame. Oh, love you. The dads are strange. I know. I want to read them. I want to read them again. I already have a live like 100 million years ago. Love you too, Evie. Thank you for being here. And shout out to all of you guys for being here. I have to go eat dinner. I'm gonna eat some soup. Um, I want to do long lives this weekend. Oh my God. Okay. So if you missed the Melly After Dark yesterday that we did in the daytime, we're covering Delphi. So get ready for it. Bring your popcorn, bring your notebooks. School time. We're going through Delphi and I can't wait. And also Brian Koberger. So those will be long lives. I did a live earlier and I'm going to have to redo it again. So for those of you who didn't make it earlier, you have another chance. Okay. I'm counting to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you guys better show up for that live on Saturday. I'm redoing it. I'm obsessed with that case. Are you, Patty? Richard Allen is innocent. Actually, I can agree with this comment. I really do. I think he was something like along those lines. Love you, Millie. Kiss. Thank you. Enjoy your soup. Kissies to you guys. You have so many cases. You guys, I think the file said like 5,040 pages on Delphi. So if you thought these text messages were a lot, and those are like of documents. So each document, you know how they are, the hearings and stuff, they're probably like the one I read earlier was 38 pages. So I don't think Rick is innocent. Oh, okay. Okay. He's being killed in plain sight. Yep. Melanie preference. Oh, thank you, Evangie. Appreciate you for being here. Obsessed with Idaho 4. Yes, I already have that live ready to go too. So I am gonna post the calls that we've already covered from Idaho 4. Melly loves her documents in thousands. You guys know I love the documents. So if you don't like me reading to you, I don't know what to tell you, Babelet, because we're gonna read a lot of it. All of them. I want to get through all of them. Remember when I said that about these text messages? Like, I was like, oh my gosh, we have 30,000 pages. Aren't we just the best Babelets in the world? Hi, Babe. Hi, Ash. You missed it. Feel better, Melly. Thank you. I'm almost there. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all of you who gifted memberships today. It was beautifully broken. Mary Beth, and then who was Aries. Thank you so much for supporting, and Nancy for the super chat. All of you for supporting. Please, please, please hit the like button on the way out. Also, if you can hype the live after this, I would greatly appreciate that. I love the legal doc read throughs. I love legal documents. I think every time I cover a case, I have to have at least the police report. I can honestly say I think every deep dive has documents because I refuse to do a deep dive if I don't have the facts or the court documents. So, kissy to all of you. I love, love, love all of you and appreciate you for being here and supporting me even when I'm sick. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out, and I will see you on the next one.